Welcome back, everyone. So this seems to be a bit of a PR disaster for Meta, or the company that's making the Metaverse. In the EU, there was a virtual Metaverse party, and I think, again, it was promotional. I think they wanted to connect young people, get them interested in the Metaverse. There was other claims made about this event. It was supposed to aid post-pandemic recovery and counter China's influence. So people who actually went to the event, apparently there weren't that many, but the people who went were criticising it for lack of organisation. It seemed very vague. No one was sure exactly what the main theme was, or if there was a main theme. What was the direction of this event? Nobody seemed to figure it out. And actually, a lot of people left the event early. It was so bad. The term digital garbage was bandied about, which doesn't sound great. This was a huge thing, though, a huge event. It cost a lot of money, and there were lots of sort of interested parties who'd contributed money to this thing. So then questions were asked, this was probably a big waste of money. So yes, a bit of a PR disaster, I would say.
Big old flop.
Yes. Do you think that this Metaverse party was a good way to engage young people in the Metaverse and in politics?
For one, it's absolutely not a good way to engage young people. The Metaverse is quite well known for not being able to engage many people, any people, but especially the younger audience. Meta seems out of touch with what younger people are looking for in a virtual world. Very out of touch. In fact, there are other virtual worlds that are wildly successful. I think VR chat is one of them. And it's just people walking around with their own avatars talking, pretty much. Now, of course, you can do some crazy stuff on there, but it's like, take a page out of their book. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Now, engaging young people in politics, I think there's many better ways to do that than some sort of computer program. I don't know, maybe perhaps open up voting to younger people. Also, making sure to put in some programs to invite younger people over to learn more about government. Open up the government a little bit to allow younger people to visit and to learn. Like, there's a lot of curious people who want to be activists, but they feel like their only route is to protest. So stop, just let them in.
Yeah, let them ask questions. Yeah, or ask them questions. Listen to them. What do they want to see and hear?
Imagine that, asking the younger generation questions and listening to them and responding, which is also what the Metaverse has not done. But this is very big news to us, very new news, of course. Korea also has been investing in the Metaverse.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about this? Do you care? And how do you feel about it?
When I asked my students this question, they were even a little bit confused. Are we banking on the Metaverse? Is it such a pivotal project for Korea? So I guess I'm getting the feeling that Koreans don't know that much about this development. And is it a good thing or a bad thing? It's hard to say when we've seen so little actual result or evidence. So very difficult to say.
Metaverse has been very lackluster in every way. And I've heard about Korea having things to do with the Metaverse, but banking on, it's like, the future of Korea is only about the Metaverse. Like,
really?
5G is more banked on than the Metaverse. Not 5G, 6G now.
6G.
I forgot. They're trying to up the Gs.
Yes, you can never have too many Gs. But yes, I suppose I know it's not Metaverse, but a lot of my students who have young kids are actually really interested in Roblox. Roblox?
Gosh. Yeah.
I can't say I know much about it, but I think the spicy twist is that it might help young kids, get a basic introduction to computer programming and coding. And I think that is, if you've got young kids, that seems very interesting to many of my students. So they want their kids to learn that.
Well, to your students, I would say give them a little bit of warning. Roblox has had a lot of controversy with predators.
Oh, no.
And of course, there's a lot of children on there. And it's not just that type of predator, it's also scams as well.
Oh, I see.
It could be their introduction to the real world, too. Quite harsh introduction. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Or maybe Roblox Corporation steps up and actually does something.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So let's bank on one thing that's for sure in this article, and that's the vocabulary. You can never go wrong with that. So don't let this article flop. Please go and study the vocabulary, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Buzzword.
Buzzword.
Cheesy.
Cheesy.
Tripe.
Tripe.
Flop.
Flop.
Lackluster.
Lackluster.